Jeffrey's alarm went off at 5:30, the same as always. He lay in the darkness for a moment, feeling the familiar weight settle over his chest. The doubt came first, whispering that today would be no different than yesterday. Scene 4. Then came the anxiety, sharp and cold, reminding him of all the ways he might fail. He got up anyway. The apartment was silent as he moved through it, pulling on yesterday's jeans and a worn jacket. Outside the window, the street lay empty under the pale glow of streetlights. The city hadn't woken yet. That's why he chose this time. Fewer people to witness whatever came next. Fewer eyes to see him if he stumbled. Jeffrey stepped outside and the November air bit at his face. He started walking. He didn't know where he was going. That was part of the problem, wasn't it? No clear destination, no guaranteed outcome. Just the vague sense that staying still would kill something inside him. Something he couldn't afford to lose. So he walked, even as his mind cataloged every reason to turn back. What if you're going the wrong way? What if this is pointless? What if you're wasting your time? His footsteps echoed on the empty sidewalk. He focused on them, one after another. Left foot, right foot, the basics. The street curved ahead, disappearing into shadows the streetlights couldn't quite reach. Jeffrey's pace slowed, the fear sharpened. In the darkness ahead could be anything: failure, humiliation. Every instinct told him to stop, to wait for daylight to reconsider. He kept walking. Even the small things rattled him, but he didn't stop. The truth was, he wasn't sure. He hadn't been sure about anything in a long time. Not since he'd lost the job. Not since Sarah left. Not since he'd realized the life he'd been building was built on sand. Everything had collapsed. He'd spent months in the rubble, afraid to take a single step. But eventually, staying in the rubble hurt worse than moving. So he'd started walking. Not with purpose at first. The first morning, he made it to the end of the block. The second morning, 2 blocks. Each day, he pushed a little further. The sky was beginning to lighten. Jeffrey turned down a street he'd never taken before. Unknown territory. He'd already walked every safe route. If he wanted something new, he had to accept not knowing. A truck rumbled past, its headlights exposing him. What did he look like, walking alone at this hour? But the moment passed. The fear was louder than reality, but his legs kept moving. He walked on. The street opened into a small park he'd never seen before. Trees lined a path that wound through morning mist. It was beautiful in a quiet way. The kind of beauty that only existed in these in-between hours. He stood there, realizing what he'd done. He'd gone further than he ever had before. He'd found something new. And he was terrified. Because now he knew he could do this. But beneath the fear was something else. Not pride, not confidence, just the knowledge that he'd moved. He stood in the park as the sun began to rise. Then he turned around and started the walk home. Tomorrow morning, the alarm would go off at 5:30, and Jeffrey would get up anyway. He would keep walking.